Just now leaving our last delivery, delivering the sows, ingots, T-tops, tabletops, whatever the heck you want to call them. What the heck is that? What the heck that is, but I didn't hear no boom or anything. Kind of looked like the start of a tornado. It's got like a weird funnel shape to it. But at the same time, it just looks like a dust cloud. I don't know, that's weird. That's the first time I've seen one of them. Anyway, we just met another driver that I'm honestly not sure if he's with Mercer or somebody else. He got a nice truck and trailer. Nice long nose Pete with a shiny aluminum trailer. Anyhow, we're heading to the next pickup. I got to get used to my GPS not being up here anymore. I had it on this stupid arm thing, and this thing is just extremely sloppy. I don't know if there's like a way to tighten that up. But this thing would like be pulled out like this. Like there's a little spring inside there and it would be extremely stretched out. And it would actually sit up on the window like that. So, I mean, it was just constantly flopping around. The suction cup is really good. But that's about enough of that. We went back to the normal mount, which is right there. That's kind of my view. So I just got to get used to it again. I try to change things up every 6 months or so, just to kind of, I don't know, recreate the layout, the feel, get rid of the same old vibe. Just constantly stuff being constantly in the same locations and nothing's changing, and it just makes, for me, it makes things just boring. Something I don't think I mentioned it in the last one. I got this new cigarette lighter. It has the temperature and the voltage on it. Give you a quick show of it. 74 degrees in here, running at 14 volts, which is a little off of this one that says 14.12. I don't think you can make that out because of the blue. But it's nice because it helps me control the thermostat a little bit better. It gives me a better idea of how the temperature is, and and the worst part is you can set these controls to whatever you want, but it will never be a perfect temperature, just for the simple fact that you either constantly have sun beaming in and making it even hotter in here, which if you have it at the same temperature, it's gonna throw that off. Or if it's dark and cold out, then the opposite is true. It gets extremely cold in here. Like I can tell if I can run one setting all day long, and then as soon as the sun goes down, it goes to freezing in here. But right now we're bouncing between 72, 73 degrees. And as I get too cold, I can turn it down. I try to stick it right around 70. Between 70 and 72 is perfect for me. All right, anyway, we got this guy's coming in hot. We got 181 miles to go. He's hauling, but we should be over there about 6:45. I just got to figure out where I'm gonna stay for the night. I'd like to get as close as possible to Clarksville so I have that extra time to run in the morning. But real quick, I think I'm going to stop here at this 1-9 and grab something small for lunch. Stayed over here at the Flying J in Oak Grove, Oak Grove, Kentucky. We're basically right on the border. We only got 14 miles to get over to the pickup. I was originally shooting for the next pilot, which is like 5 miles down the road. I don't even think it's that far, maybe 3 miles down the road. But I stayed here last night so I could have a decent meal at Denny's. Decent, not great. Better than shelf food. So anyway, we're gonna shoot over here, get loaded, and I'll show you what we end up with. Fingers crossed for all strap ACs. hopefully no chains needed, but we'll do whatever we gotta do. Alright, so I haven't been able to cut my chains down yet. We are here, getting already loaded. Right now I'm working on putting the chains on. I already got chains on the other side, but I figure I'd take a quick second to show you how I'm doing it. So first I find the somewhat center point. If I go exactly center, then it's going to come up through a stake pocket. So this is the spot I'm choosing. I'm going to pass up both hooks. Just like that. And it's just instead of, I mean, it can go either way, but it's easier. Seems to be easier to pass it up. And then I can split it off. All right, and then I come up over, I go under this spool and then over, and that's where I'm going to hook, and then this is my pullback, and then all that extra just gets to hang there for until I'm done. And then same thing on this side, under the spool and then up and over. This one I could actually go to here and go through this section here, but I'm going to leave it a little bit longer because that's where no, I'm going to move it to this one. That's going to be a little bit better. And I actually might make this part right here my center for this one. Anyway, it didn't make much of a difference, but it's fine. Now here's the biggest problem I have here is I can't get my hooks in there. Oh, that one's going in. Yeah, I can't get this one in. So I'm going to take my hammer, it's going to be a little hard to hold the phone for this. Just get it in position and tap it in. And then where we go. Pull up the slack, and now I can tighten up to there. And I just pull out whatever slack I need from here until we got enough to hook it. I'm putting my snap binders on the back because I can just do those by hand, and then I'm going to pull the extra tension back towards that with ratchets. Alright, so we got it all done. I actually had to move the front ones back a notch because it was just too tight. It would have been, the hook would have been right here and it would have just pressed right up against it. It wasn't much room. So now I take all the slack down through here and I'm going to bring it up through here. So I'll bring it up through here. Make sure the chains are even as best as I can. And I'll bring it right back down over here. And that's it. And I just grab a bungee. The bungee on it. it's at. And I already did this one back here. So this one came right through here, over the top. It came right to this point. I threw a bungee on it. And that'll do. Now I just go to the other side, do the same thing with the chains, and then go get my paperwork and get the heck out of here, because we've been here way too long. Here's our load. Got her all chained and strapped down. This is actually opposite of what we did last week. We had the two big ones on the front last week, and the strapped one on the front, or on the back. Big ones were on the front, the strapped one was on the back. I think that's a good shot right there, if I can figure out. Yeah, alright, we made it. Got here about 12 o'clock. For now, that's not how I tell the time. No, it's about 12:30 now, so we've been here a little bit already. It's actually like 5 minutes after, so about 20 minutes we've been here. I just got everything undone, and now I just gotta finish putting the binders and stuff away. And then we'll pull up top and they'll pull the two units off. Oh, here's our setup. Alright, one stop done. One small piece on the front of the trailer, roughly 2,000 pounds. Ugh. And I looked at the place where we were supposed to deliver, and that place was tiny. And it was further into Rochester, so they wanted to unload those machines with like regular forklifts, tow motors, whatever you want to refer to them as. The regular 5,000 pound capacity forklifts. But when you give the dimensions of those AC units, it's way too much for them. And they were 214 inches long.
Turn left onto I-390.
So I'm not trying to do that math in my head off right now. So 17, almost 18 feet. They were almost 18 feet long. And then you had about, it was just under 8 feet wide. and then it was like 7 feet tall. At 5,000 pounds apiece. So I think even if they had long forks, I think they would have been past their balance point, their tip point. You might be able to lift straight up 5,000 pounds, but once you exceed forward so much, it lessens, just like a crane loses its weight capabilities the further out it's extended. Anyway, I gotta run up to the house real quick. I gotta grab my really old set of tarps that I'm giving to my cousin for firewood. I've been trying to get to him for several months now, so we're gonna run up to the house. It's gonna cost me about 50 miles. Get them down there dropped off to him. He lives about 4 hours away from me. And then I'm gonna I'll figure out something from there where I'm gonna stay. And then I plan on being in Milford somewhere around noon tomorrow. It's no big deal. I'm not stopping anywhere after that. I'm just gonna take a straight shot up to Messina. I got another load coming out of Messina. It's not going down to Missouri, but it's going over to Elkhart, Indiana. So, just a little future information there. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll probably see you guys tomorrow when we're getting this last piece undone or unloaded. All right, so I forgot to record the final stop. Really wasn't that big of a deal. We pulled up. I pulled off the 2 straps. He pulled off the unit, signed the paperwork. I was gone. Unfortunately, I forgot to stop and get fuel along my way last night, so I didn't absolutely need it, but I went a little out of the. I kind of went past the stop, grabbed my fuel, went back to the stop, and then I went right back past where I got fuel. But I just had fuel on my mind at that point, and I just wanted to get some in there. I was at the top of 1/8 of a tank, so I still had plenty that I could have held off, but whatever. With that said, or as I said, it went off pretty quick. We were here last week, and that was 1,276.6 miles ago when I topped off the fuel. In a week's time, no, that's a lie. I filled up 1,276 miles ago. I also reset my my mileage my trip mileage for when I got fuel here last time, which was last week. But I reset it again on my way out, which was 1,276 miles ago. I got 8.9 miles to the gallon with this past load. It's nice to haul light. And I averaged 54 miles per hour and had engine time of 23.33 hours. Or 23 hours and 33 minutes. So I stayed off the idling, and we did pretty good on fuel mileage, especially considering the fact I was doing 73 a lot of the time when I was in the 70 mile an hour zone. But anyway, I'm gonna finish this one here. We're on our way up to Messina. I'm in Canton, New York right now at the Loves, and we'll be in Messina tonight. Load up tomorrow, head home, and then we're going to Indiana on Sunday for Monday delivery. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay safe.